Okay, today we have a gameplay from Kartiketbishnoi. Looks like we're in survival. We're playing top down, bottom dollar at Astral. Sending the team, use your teammate's rift. Team shooting through there. Unfortunately, cracked it with Revoker. Now you have a team here. It was probably a good idea to pick that angle. Because as soon as you saw that light, even though they are half health, since you have Icarus Dash, I'll just try to slide or get out of there. Ooh, wow. Dropped the double on you. Yeah, especially at the start of the match, that's a hard call to make, whether you you push the sniper to flinch them or you just back off. I would just always assume the sniper's gonna be better than you. So try to get some off-angle stuff when they aren't looking at you. Nice dash. Again, picking down the long lane. There we go. Drop the rift. Nice. Very cool. So you can use that here. Boom. You did that. You shifted your camera angle, and now you can see in third person while using your ability. This is not cheesy. This is a mechanic in the game with a cooldown. This is very smart. So you have really good information. You know, this guy's getting out here. You know, this person's over here. Then now, boom, you're able to... Oh, you threw the grenade. I would just line up for the hand cannon shot. So you're well within your engagement range with the 120. I would have gone for the headshot. There we go. That time we did. Yeah, I would not repeat that because I know they had your angle. Regrouping with teammate. Nice. There we go. You're kind of in air for a bit, which is a little bit risky, but you have 10 rounds. So there's a decent chance you have Icarus grip on. There we go. Regrouping with your teammates. Cool, 50 damage. That's a body shot. Playing a Heavy Talon. There we go. Unfortunately, with the miss. There we go. Teammate got him. Good team shot. Got that crit. Got 90 damage. Regrouping. There we go. That's a good Icarus dash to get out of the way. I don't know if you... Threat detector. Interesting. Ooh, unfortunate. There we go. Hey, you got him. Cool. So, be curious to see what DPR you're running. It seems a little jumpy, more like a fast sense. How are you doing for the aggressive shotgun push with half health? If he had aimed a little bit higher, you would have been toast right here. So be careful with those aggressive pushes. This is probably the call to make on a 1v3. Try to get a kill. You fly over them because with the top down, when you aim down sights or whatever, then it carries your momentum forward in the air. Miss the shot, go for the melee. I would just gone for a hip fire, but you went with the ADS, which you did, which is good because you had threat detector to give you that little bit of handling. Now we take the reload. Regroup up and try to find the enemies. Again, floating high, which is a risky, very risky play, so you're very exposed. There we go. Let's play this out. Nice, got one. Ooh. That was a decent 1v3. You got the first one, and now your goal, you kind of push him. I would have, since he's running, he threw a grenade, I would have targeted the character behind you. Try to get that shotgun shot off. Your goal is to split them and try to get some damage off. But you're a little bit greedy for this kill, which you do get, but then they give the person behind you a pretty easy damage. So sometimes a good strategy, if you're trying to split and win a 1v2, or just even in 3v3 or whatever, getting damage on a character, if they're good, they'll disengage, they'll back off. And then you can use that to your advantage. You can kind of ignore them for a little while, because they're going to back off and wait to heal. If they're a weaker player, they might try to push even though they've taken a lot of damage, or that might be the right call to make. But sometimes if you get damage on a player, they'll back out, and then you can kind of ignore them for a bit. That was good. You cracked two of them. Especially being down so hard in the beginning with those snipes, kind of wiping your whole team. Your team had a pretty good comeback. See what we do in this round. About a third of the way to super. Pushing up again with a very, very aggressive push. Which you're floating for a long time. If they had aim, especially since your dash is on a cooldown, that's a really easy 3-tap or a lot of damage. Fortunately, he just got a body shot off on you. Interesting. There we go. Threat detector is proccing through the wall, going for the aggressive shotgun push. Again, with maybe a little bit high sense, but you seem like you whiffed your shotgun pellets. Your flicks look a little fast and a little jerky. It kind of indicates a higher sense. If it's a lower sense, you'll have much smoother movement because your mouse tracks less over the same distance. There are definitely different preferences, but yeah, so that looks like a high sense moment where you kind of aimed a little low. There you go. This is a good disengage. Disengage, regroup. You don't have any abilities, but your weapons are loaded. This might be at the limits of 120s. This doorway you can easily hit, but hit back on the ramp, you're probably at the limits of the 38 meters base for 140s. We'll see here in a moment once you get some damage. Again, with the aggressive top-down push. You got lucky on that one. So here we go. You think someone's here, but your threat detector proc, you went past the doorway. He got a body shot on you, took you down to half shield. They got another hit crit on you, took you down to just your red bar. So you have like 50, 60 points of health. This point here is about 70, I think, for your base health. You get one, and then you hit one with the shotgun, hit the other one with the melee. Teammate must put in some damage, and you got two of them. Yeah, you get very lucky with that aggressive push. So, already in these first two rounds, we're seeing some very aggressive shotgunning. I think the best way to play shotgunning is defensive shotgunning. So where you push it out and wait for them to push you, so you kind of have the advantage or the ability to restore your shields and get some health. Whereas you're pushing a little aggressively with the shotgun. Sometimes that is the play to make in like a 2v1, but here these are two aggressive pushes that you fortunately worked out in your favor. But I don't think they're the smartest gameplay decisions you could have made. Especially when you have a life advantage like that. There we go. Good. Grenade on heavy. That's a beautiful, smart decision. Like to see that. Again, here with the aggressive float with the shotgun one. He predicted that. He's learned. You like to float high, push in with your shotgun. He just crouched, pre-aimed a little bit higher, and boom, tagged you. This has nothing to do with the type of shotguns he's using. This is a positioning thing. And this person outpositioned you. Now you're knocked with a 1v3. Someone has a super. We'll fast forward as you're not. There we go. Now we see some stats. What do we got? Astral, threat detector, opening shot. This role can definitely do work. It's not quick draw. When you pair it with Ophidians, and if you can get threat detector to proc, it's gonna give you quite a bit of handling. Threat detector 2 is like 80 or more handling, so it's the equivalent of quick draw. So while you don't have quick draw, you have a near equivalent to that role. This can be really useful. Threat detector can allow you to see around walls, procs within 14 meters, and all that. So threat detector is a good perk. I'm gonna switch to 120 in Fellwinter's. So what do we got for stat splits? These are pretty low stats, which is fine. Decently high mobility, but that can happen just with mods and with powerful friends. Running a little bit low on the recovery. We'd like to see that higher. If you have room for higher stat armor or room for some mods, crank up that recovery and get into that 100. Because 100 will affect your health and your shield's regen, as well as your rift cooldown. It's like 35 seconds when you're at 100. And that's huge. That's a huge, huge difference. Tier 4 discipline is great. Getting the tier 5 or tier 6, you're going to see 20 seconds difference. We're going from tier 4 to tier 6, which 20 seconds is a lot on cooldowns. Intellect is tier 4, which is fine, especially in the slower playing modes like 3s. And not getting your super first is a huge advantage, but there's an opportunity cost usually. Going for higher intellect, you're doing it at the cost of something else. I personally prefer neutral game, but if you're that, some players prefer a higher intellect. At the tier 3 resilience, which again we like to see higher, especially in a 120 meta since they're so strong, so it forces a higher crit ratio. But alright, let's see what you can do here. Again, using your dash ability to get advantage, you're playing split from your team from the top, from A flag. There we go, using your melee. Now we're playing Fellwinter's, playing on the healing rift. Oof. Watch that. See what happens. You drop your rift. Your reticle's here. That looked like that should have impacted. But not for sure. I mean, sometimes this is just bungee, and sometimes you just miss and don't realize it. Let's try to see what happened. You're in a rift. You're coming out of your animation. Shotgun is up. Nope. Yeah, you just missed there, unfortunately. Your pellets hit over here, whereas the character model is here. Fortunately, you just missed. That felt like really felt like that should have been a hit. It was a netcode issue, but I think your pellet spread just went over here, whereas the character model was here. You did get a pretty good damage off with your melee, about 90 or so. 100, I think, is base melee. Unfortunate. And you're trying to play the long lane. A quick draw on this hand cannon, I believe, judging by the handling speed. And sliding, trying to find an angle. You almost have your super up. You're playing up here, whereas Heavy's down there and your teammates are here. You're trying to play the off angle, which I think would be a lot stronger to play with your teammates here. Some good damage. Got a head body. Quite weak. Fortunately, you don't have any abilities to clean up that kill. Use the dash to get out of the duck's field, which is great. So your teammate's playing with you. Your other teammate's over here. Now you're regrouping, looking at Heavy. And you have your shotgun out, but you're way out in the middle. And then, especially with your animation, you pop. You're very, very exposed. And that's a very easy way for the cleanup to knock you out. Just fast forward through this. Here we go. Match point. We're gonna throw your grenade, clean it up. No, we throw your grenade over there. Either that was a miss throw or an intentional move that I'm not understanding. There we go. This was good. This was good. So when you're playing with your shotgun, you generally tend to play too aggressively. But we see some good fundamentals here with movement. You're peeking the close angle. You miss a shot there. You hold the angle, but you got a head body. They're very, very weak. If you could have landed your grenade in that doorway, then that would have either denied the angle or maybe get some burn damage depending on your grenade thing. But you think someone's here, so you throw it over by Ivy. You reload. You're up at almost full health, so you can definitely aggressively push this. You take the slide, which can sometimes result in an overcommitment, where you push out too far, whereas I would hold this corner a little bit closer and just walk out. Here we go. One, you miss a shot, but you did get a body shot and a head. 88, you're a little bit outside of your max range, but definitely enough to get a 2 crit 1 body kill. Okay, transition to this target. Yeah, as soon as you take damage, you back out. But this is good because you don't have that much health or shields left. They might be able to 2 crit 2 to finish you up, which is a very, very fast kill. You need more health to survive the 120s. So disengaging here is the right call. Your teammate pushes up, you reload, regroup. With a teammate here, this is the time to push. You need to cover their thing. So this is this was good. This was very well played, in my opinion. I think see some really good decisions happening here. Your teammate overcommits and is outside the area. But yeah, this is what we need to see more of. That smart, a little bit slower gameplay. There we go. Okay, cool. So then again, so you didn't aggressively push with your shotgun. You're playing a little bit smarter this time. Kind of peeked that corner. Never use the melee. Hit your shotgun out, get the kill. There we go. Nice quick double. Well done. So again, your teammate took the risky angle, but it did distract them. So we generally don't like flanks, but this time it held both of their attention, which worked out really well. You come in behind, you get the melee, get the shotgun. You're sitting in whatever they were at, and you got a nice double. Now you're up by 2 lives. That round, that opener played incredibly well. Again, you're holding this angle, but there's an open angle here. Since you're aiming down sight, so we don't have radar, we don't know where the other characters are. We're kind of assuming. So now we do. Now we have some radar information. He's hiding in this cubby right here. We can see the ping anywhere from 5 to 20 meters away, but is likely on this corner by the rock. And then we get hit by a sniper. Right. Again, look at the information. We see someone's out here. We do have a radar ping. You aim at the floor. Try to correct your aim. Yeah, we got one. It pinged twice, but it's probably one character. There's the radar glint. You can barely make that out. I missed it the first time, as we're focused on this character. Yeah, they're just crouching off, and they body shot you. You try to dash out. Not quite enough. They push you up. This is the Revoker guy that has really good aim. Okay. Like, that's where we're talking about reading our radar and playing smart. You didn't have the information to know that sniper was there. I can't say whether to push out in that hallway was a good or bad decision. I would tend to say it's not the optimal decision because you were alone potentially walking into 1v2, which you did. You did walk into a 1v2. And he got a body shot and easy hand cannon cleanup. Drop our rift here, which is an interesting anchor point. Not quite far enough out to use it to get cover, but you can back into and get the healing. You know when these guys has a rocket, he wasted it. Nope, now he used the rocket. And teammate used super and he killed the teammate in super, unfortunately. Because we're playing a little bit split, we end up taking what was a strong advantage in this round, and now it's tied up. I am well aware it's hard to force the 2v1s in freelance, but this is where it's on you as the player to not expect your teammates to back your plays, but to back your teammates' plays. I think the best way to play freelance is to be the best support player you can be and back everyone else's plays. Because you might be making the better tactical decision, but if your teammates don't back you up, then it becomes a poor decision. But if your teammate makes a poor decision and you back it up, you can greatly increase the odds of that play becoming a good play because there's two guns in the fight. They walk into a 2v1, a 1v2, and you back them up, it becomes a 2v2, which significantly increases the odds. So, there we go. We're trying to get some hot shots. We see the sniper. We back off, regroup. Good. Oh, unfortunately, he came up behind you and now got you knocked. GG's, yeah. What do we see? We see some aggressive shotgunning in the first 3 rounds, which unfortunately didn't quite work in your favor. Later on is very round, probably because of the score, you start playing a little bit slower, which works out in your favor. That opener was beautiful. Played well with your teammates. Since you're a top Don, you have incredibly mobile, so yes, you can go out to get some information and then go back to support your teammates. So I think we can use your top Don in a different ways, the mobility that it has to help support your teammates. Because you can literally bounce from teammate to teammate to teammate to teammate backing their plays. You have that mobility, which is incredibly potent. Again, I think your sense looks a little bit high, but to see where you're at, the community generally prefers in the 2800 to 3400 DPI. So you multiply your base DPI by your in-game setting, and we're trying to look at between 28 and 3200. We also want aim smoothing off, and the Windows mouse settings to be about dead middle, about 5 from the left. That's what we're looking at as a pretty good baseline. That's what a lot of people are liking. Preferences do vary, but that's a good baseline to try out. So yeah, we're seeing some good fundamentals, some good ideas, some good movement, but see some things that we can definitely improve on and make you a better player. Thanks so much for sending that in.